Hi guys, thank you all for coming. I only just made it, thanks to the M5 and whatever else was going on. So nice sit on the M5 for 40 minutes. These guys sit down. Hi team. So we got a fairly full day of interesting stuff, I think, and I'll be back on in a minute and give you a bit of a chat about what we're doing and our view of the world. Before we get on, we've got Councillor Jim O'Boyle, who's going to give our opening. So welcome, Jim. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you, James.
The floor's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, James, for inviting me this morning. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the team, particularly at ZPN, for inviting me here today. In fact, it was quite easy for me to come here today because I live in Coventry and the roads are absolutely marvellous in Coventry. It took no time at all to get here. It just took me a little while to get my bearings because it's been 12 months since I've been here previously. So all the memories are coming back. And I think from what I've seen out the back there as part of the demonstrations that are taking place, I think you're in for a great day today. And talking all things transport. And of course, in Coventry, there is no better city to do this than this fine city of Coventry. As we were the pioneers in those early days, and we are still at the forefront as we bring in the technologies that will drive the industry in the years to come. The green industrial revolution will once again power the economy. And we and businesses like ZPN are at the heart of it. Coventry, as those who are not from Coventry may not know, was the birthplace of the UK automotive industry. Between 1896 and 2006, there's a lot of sixes here, 126 different companies built automotive vehicles, cars in Coventry. We really were, if you like, the Detroit of the UK. And it's something that is still at the heart of our DNA and something at the heart of our economy. Last year I talked about our long-term strategies and innovations that will help us to further our work in transport whilst reducing the global impact of CO2 emissions and protecting our planet for future generations. I also talked about our pioneering world first, Coventry Very Light Rail, which will operate autonomously at a high frequency to provide a turn up and go service, and about also our segregated cycle lanes, and believe it or not, even our urban airport. In fact, I saw some drones being demonstrated out the back just a few minutes ago, and that was the first drone airport as a demonstrator everywhere, anywhere in the world. There's a lot of work being done at the moment to understand airspace and how they will operate between different cities and towns, how they can transport goods and services. It really is a future industry that is developing very, very quickly and strongly, and particularly here in Coventry. Coventry also has, believe it or not, more electric vehicle charge points than any other city outside London. We will also be the UK's first all-electric bus city. So at the moment, Coventry has 140 all-electric double-deckers. By the end of 2025, every single bus that operates on Coventry's roads will be all-electric. No other city in the country will be able to boast an all-electric bus fleet. And Coventry, of course, is the home to the UK Battery Industrialisation Centre, which will be a world leader for many years to come. It's clear that Coventry is driving the green industrial revolution, and that there is and will be more and more demand for batteries. But how will this demand be met? Will it be met here in the UK? In fact, I've read an article this morning about tariffs being placed on Chinese companies building cars because of the amount of investment, the amount of Chinese-built electric vehicles coming into the EU. Whether that's a retrograde step, we'll have to see. I don't know at this stage. But what I want to reference today is the development of Green Power Park, which I am leading here in Coventry. Located at the heart of the UK's manufacturing industry, Green Power Park is a trailblazing centre of excellence for electrification, battery technology and manufacturing. With the West Midlands Gigafactory as its anchor tenant, it has unrivalled access to the most highly skilled workforce anywhere in the country. This groundbreaking location is the first of its kind, offering an all-in-one solution for battery research, industrialisation, manufacturing, testing, recycling and electrified logistics, designed to foster the UK's growing battery ecosystem. Green Power Park sits within the West Midlands investment zone, which is focused on advanced manufacturing, providing significant tax incentives and breaks for investors, and it has outlined planning permission for a gigafactory. It has the strongest pipeline of future talent in the country, with more than 210,000 students studying the relevant degrees in universities across the West Midlands. As you know, Coventry has 2 universities located within its borders, Coventry University and Warwick University. For those who are outside Coventry, Warwick University is actually in Coventry. Don't let the name bug you. But the one thing is, there's 60 or 70,000 students there doing some really highly sought after degrees, particularly when we look at the emerging industries that I'm talking about today. And it is vital to the UK's automotive and battery usage industries as we push for net zero. It will not only provide the necessary manufacturing infrastructure to secure the UK's automotive future, but it will help increase the opportunities for wider economic growth. It will result in a £2.5 billion investment, create up to 6,000 new jobs alongside thousands more in the wider supply chain. Green Power Park is imperative for the UK's electrified future and will ensure Coventry, the West Midlands and the UK remains at the heart of the transition to cleaner and greener industry. You all know this, of course, it's your sector, it's what you do, but it really never hurts to remind ourselves both of the challenge but also of the prize here that is within our grasp. We cannot afford as a country to allow other parts of the world to get a head start in this industry, because we will lose those massive opportunities for our economy and, as I said, those jobs of the future. At the moment in the West Midlands, just directly some 50-odd thousand jobs are dependent upon the automotive sector. That's without taking into consideration the supply chain. The potential for electrification, as I said, is massive. If we don't go down that route today and in the future, we won't just lose the jobs of the future, we will lose all these jobs that we have now, because the builders, the manufacturers, the car companies will go elsewhere where the conditions are more favourable. So it really is time to act, and time to act now. And the reason for this massive push as well is climate change. It's not going away. It's up to us all to tackle it, and the time, as I said, to take action really is now. We want Coventry to be a centre of manufacturing, of research and design, and we want to attract and retain companies that will bring jobs and prosperity, as I said, to residents. We already have a dynamic and innovative cluster, as today's event clearly and conclusively proves. This sector will support the city's economy, the region's economy and the country's economy. It will create and secure jobs, but it will also ensure Coventry is a healthy, clean and green city that gives a good quality of life to her residents. To help that, we are determined to pioneer this next stage of the transport industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, in finishing, can I just thank you again for giving me the opportunity to tell you why our city, Coventry, is so passionate about new and sustainable transport industry. And I want to again thank James and the ZPN team for inviting me along here today, and I wish you a happy and very productive event. Thank you very much.